Ladies and gentlemen, Healthy Criticism here. Today we're going to try to figure out what in the world is SteamWorld Build. It is a cute, fun city builder that is very obviously inspired by Dungeons and Anno. Do you like Anno? Do you like Dungeons? You're probably going to like this. Even if you only like one of the two options, you are most likely going to like this one as well. It combines both genres very well, and I am really looking forward to showing you why and how in just a few seconds. As always, before we're going to do that, we're going to take a look at the options. Let's go. Accessibility options, we have some hotkey types, some languages, some invert cameras, some camera edge pans, and all that good stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing missing, nothing outrageous. The autosave interval is only 10 minutes and off. I would have wished that we could increase that a little bit higher to maybe, lower, more frequent. Increase the frequency. That's what I meant by more higher. By higher, you cannot say more higher. We increase the frequency. I'm a little flustered today. Increase the frequency and make it maybe every 5 minutes even, or maybe even 3 minutes. I would compromise with the 5. I do compromise with the 10. I was playing for 5 hours straight the first time I launched this game. I only launched it pretty quickly so I can see what it was like, but I ended up wasting my whole night in it. So that's where I'm at with that. And we have some other options that will tailor the gameplay experience to your preference. We have some audio sliders here. We got master, music, FX, ambience, and dialogue. Yes, there is dialogue. It is voice acted, and the voice acting is pretty good. The story is pretty adorable. I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoy it. You got some key bindings here. The WASD key is gonna be your default moving of the camera. Nothing to complain about there. You got some graphics here. You have a theme. A theme is going to be pretty much various changes on the map. That's going to be mostly aesthetic, only aesthetic at this point. And you have Steam Wave, Jingle Bolts, and Mechanical Meadows. That's the one I was using before. I'm going to try this one now and see where what it goes. You can choose your theme when you start the new game, but you can come to the graphics options and you can change the theme whenever you want. Steam Wave is the most recent one. Resolution, borderless, you got screen mode, virtual synchronization, VSync, brightness, brightness on the mind, brightness in the city, quality preset, you have the preset, and then you have your individual options, which is shadow, texture, bloom, aim and occlusion, motion blur, don't make me vomit, depth of field, don't make me throw up, soft particles, and level of detail. And you got some controls options too. You can play this on the controller. I don't know why you would play a city builder with a controller, but you can. We're going to hit continue here. Actually, I'm not going to hit continue. I'm going to go back into the menu because I want to show you what the new game screen looks like, right? So we're going to go back into the menu here real quick. We're not going to save because I saved already. Loading screens are pretty fast, but everybody has an SSD now. It doesn't matter. Here we are. We've got a new game here. You have the destinations, right? You have the Giddy Up Gorge. This is the one I'm using right now. You have a few different themes that you can choose from that change the world around you. There's a lot of nice things here. This is very high in replayability for this game. I commend the developers for this one. And then you can choose your theme again here. You can choose your options, tutorial, story, and random mind map. You can hit start, and then you can choose the difficulty as well. You can do sandbox, casual, balanced, or difficult. I would suggest casual because you at least don't get the enemies in the mines when you go inside, when you do the dungeon style gameplay, and the enemies are relatively easy to play. And there's a lot of things in this game that I really enjoy. But I'm going to show you a quick brief overview of the game, show you my favorite things about it, and then you can make up your mind on whether or not you enjoy this game. So this is going to be the theme here. I don't see quite the actual distinct of why the theme is what it is. It should be more themey, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. You have the train here that does trades. It can help you get more resources and everything. I'm not going to worry about that. And I haven't actually done any trades because I haven't needed to, because I am playing on easy mode because I'm old as fuck and I'm not a good gamer anymore. However, before I digress any further about my age and my gaming skills, this is going to be your standard Anno formula, right? So you have your raw materials. So let's say, for example, you have your forester that creates logs. Then it gets taken to the lumber mill, and he turns logs into boards. and then boards are going to be used for building several things, upgrading things, and so forth. It's easy to manage all that. Similarly to Anno, you have your warehouses. Your warehouses is what moves resources from place to place, right? So the more warehouses you have, the more resource management and resource transferring you can do at the same time. The warehouses can get overcrowded if there's too many resource buildings around them. Do keep that in mind. From what I understood, there's no beauty or desire feature in this game like there is in Anno, so you can put residential areas wherever you want. There's no satisfaction threshold as well that you have to meet. Well, technically there is. It's either yes or no. You don't have to satisfy a certain amount of it. You either got it or you don't, right? So you don't have to worry about the quantity of what is there. As long as the resource is available, it doesn't need to be plentiful. It needs to be available. And there's a really, really easy way to track all that, and that's going to be in the administration window. Here we go. So I love this. I wish every game had this. I cannot believe that this was an option this whole time, and I didn't know. So you have your balance here, right? First of all, you can choose resources. You can see the history of the resource, right? Which is pretty good. If you use a lot of one resource, it's going to be shown as there's a dip there and everything. I haven't used the resource in a while, and a lot of them are full. So this is going to show you your balance per cycle, right? Which is pretty useful. So you have your balance, and it's going to be how much are you losing and at what pace, right? So you're probably never going to have everything satisfied 100%. Right now I have to satisfy the robot stake because it is falling down. Now you might notice at some points that your raw ingredients are going to be falling down. So like for example, cactus water, right? It can be a raw material, but it also is used for creating, I believe, what was it? A robot stake? I don't know. I'll figure it out in a second here. You have your demand basically, and then you have the producing, and then you have the deficit, right? So right now I'm losing charcoal, so I need to go into here. These are the level of the. This is very much like Anno. So you have your workers, your engineers, your arista bots, and your scientists, right? And each building that requires that workforce is going to be under that workforce. So charcoal kiln, you can select that. You need to either build a forester. I have plenty of them. And then you can build a charcoal kiln. I'm going to put it, can I not? I'm not going to be able to put it right there. So I'm just going to try to put it right here. There we go. And now we can go back into this menu. We're going to see that charcoal is plentiful. It's increasing. It's not decreasing. And we are just above the deficit on the logs, which is great, right? We're still producing almost 1 log per cycle. It would probably benefit us to build another forester, but that means since I'm really low on the workers available, I'm going to have to build more residentials, and then, you know, so far and so forth. We're going to have to actually increase the infrastructure, and it's not ideal. Now this game has one of the best, not one of the best, I take that back. It has the best road building mechanics, right? So let's say most games, when you go like that and everything, when you do the circle, the line kind of goes back like this, right? So I can do all this with the road mechanics. This is the best, right? Especially when I'm trying to upgrade multiple roads at once. I can just do that. It doesn't actually default back to the original. I can do a whole loop like that, or it kind of messed up right there. But as you can see, you can go pretty far with it. It's not the same as any other type of game. In no other game comes nearly as close as this one when it comes to that. So I thoroughly appreciate that. This is my favorite road building mechanic. You might think that it's not a big deal, but as someone that plays city builders all the time and I have to upgrade a lot of fucking roads, I just played New Cycle. It was one of the most miserable experiences to upgrade the roads. The game was great, not knocking on the game, but that's what it was. I want to see if I can change the theme. Oh, it's on default. That's why. Okay, here we go. The theme changed immediately. I knew it was on default. So we are on a little bit of a spooky, I believe, or toxic theme right here. I'm not sure, but it's pretty funky. I love that you can change the theme on the spot like that. You don't have to apply anything. You just do it. Let me see what the other one was. So we have Steamwave there. We're going to go in the graphics. This is the mechanical meadows. You have kind of like a Candyland or whatever. There's going to be some eggs that you can pop that give you a little bit of bonuses here and there. I'm pretty sure that's going to apply for this theme as well. And then we're going to go back into the graphics and we're going to choose the Jingle Balls. So of course, it's going to be a winter one. I'm not a huge fan of snow in video games, so I'm just going to switch back to the Steamwave and call it a day. Now, that's the basic premise of the surface gameplay. You're going to have to create several resources. So for the engineers, you have all these things that you have to satisfy. Aristobots, you have this, and then you scientists, you have this, and you upgrade by doing this. So I just created my first scientist, which is marvelous. I'm going to upgrade the roads here to that. Roads do mean faster moving units, faster moving tools, and it's going to make your economy move a little bit faster. So I want to do that where there's warehouses. I don't really care about the residential areas, but I might do it if I have enough materials. And some materials are pretty hard to come by. So that's the paved road there. The what do they call it? Maglev Road. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more just in case. There we go, because there's a lot of warehouses there. I think that's enough. Okay, there we go. Why is it doing that? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I don't. I'm nitpicking at this point. I'm just wasting time. But you have to actually go through and click everything for the exclamation to go away. Otherwise, you're gonna have that exclamation mark there, and it's gonna drive me crazy personally because I have a lot of conditions apparently. So, retrofit shop, university, and sparkling diesel manufacturer. Now, this is pretty much the gist of the surface, right? If you've played Anno before, you know exactly what's going on here. If you haven't played Anno, you put down your residential buildings, you fulfill their needs, right? I wish it was a little bit more distinctive on what building is what. I wish there was a way to add, maybe there is, but I wish there was a way to add an icon in front of the building or on top of the building to signify what it creates. I was looking for the glass blower. I couldn't find it. But one easy way to find it is actually by trying to build a second one. And when you do try to build a second one, it shows you all the resources that are going to be related to that one. So similarly to how Anno does it. You cannot switch between warehouses, but you do have items as well. I almost forgot about the items. You have the items that you find deep into the mines. You can put them on certain buildings. If a building is able to accept an item, it'll show you the plus sign there. And if you're using an item, it shows that little thing there. The warehouse ones are the most useful ones because they increase the global storage by 25 and they add more deliveries. The more warehouses, not the more warehouses, but you cannot increase the warehouse. As far as I know yet, there's no way to increase the warehouse quantity or storage amount. So let's go and see. The premise of the game is you have to go dig deep underground and you have to find rocket parts and then you have to assemble the rocket right here. This is the way to get into the mines. I believe the rocket is all the way out here. So I'm very close to finishing that rocket. And how do you get the rocket pieces? Well, if you press 1 or if you hit Dusty Caverns here, this is level 1, right? This is essentially dungeons. It's dungeons. You mine the blocks and then you collect the resources that they might have, and then you proceed with going deeper into the building, right? So, oh, this needs to be picked up. Why are they not picking it up? I need to make a conveyor belt. You can make conveyor belts. I need more worker resources, don't I? Resource workers? I don't know. I think only these guys transfer stuff. That's pretty interesting. I have to fix that. I need a conveyor belt for sure up in that bitch. So anyway, there's a few ways that it works here. You kind of have the same concept with the classes. You have different robots. You have the miners, you have the prospectors, and then you have the mechanics, and then later on you have the defenders. I'm not sure if there's going to be more, but I believe that would complete the type of robots that you have. So let's see if I can build some more so they can actually start carrying things. And you have to worry about the infrastructure. You might have to put pillars in places. If you take out too much of the support around the cavern, it will start collapsing and it will damage your buildings, and that's not okay, so just be careful with that. And you have the conveyor belt here. I want to actually try to build it, and by building it, I'm going to destroy this, and I'm going to kind of show you how things work here. I'm going to destroy that because you cannot, unfortunately, build conveyor belts on existing room types. So I'm going to do that here, and I'm going to... does it not go? Oh, they have to clean that. Okay, they have to clear that debris there. Now, you may have noticed that. This is annoying. Let me go back here. I'm going to try to build a residential area. This window that explains what the building is very annoying because it hides the grid. I am not a fan of that. You have to rotate certain ways. Let's say I'm right here and I'm trying to build here. It's annoying. If I'm building here, it's fine, I guess. But let's say I was kind of like this. You're hiding my grid, man. Like, I'm not a fan of that. This is quite irritating. And it's a minor gripe that I have with the game. Back down into the mines here. I'm going to finish building that conveyor belt. And what the conveyor belt does is exactly what you might think. It takes a resource and it automatically sends it up to the surface. So you don't have to worry about your robots losing their freaking minds trying to do that themselves. So that's pretty much it. You cannot mine through bedrock. At least I don't think yet. You probably can later on in the game. But I've gotten down to the second level rather, and this is the Marshy Ruins. This is where the enemies show up. I've explored all of it by now. As you can see, you unlock more resources when you go down deeper levels. So, for example, this one right here is a soil where you can build a plastic mushroom, so you can build plastic and build more things. I am out of these guys, actually. I don't know how I didn't notice it before. Let's see if I can get some more of them, but the problem is if I do that, then I am not out of engineers. That's actually pretty good. I do have to increase my population, but that's not the point. The point is I'm showing you the game. And this is what I have so far. These are the guards, the guard quarters. Similar to dungeons, you don't unlike dungeons, however, you do not need to actually set a room. There don't need to be walls next to the buildings, right? So that's kind of a cop-out. Does it make the game easier? Yes. This is an easier game, and that's what I really like about this game, right? So I have my turrets here because the event on this one is when you mine the turret part, enemies start spawning and you have to defend yourself, so I have the turrets here to do that. The whole goal of these mines is to actually find the gate or find the cables that lead to a switch and then find the gate, vice versa, whatever you want to do first. You have to flip the switch and then you can open the gate. So in order for me to rebuild that, I need 10 scientists. I only have 8. And after I do that, I can go down deeper onto the level, and there seems to be one more level. I don't think there's going to be another level after this. However, you never know with these games. So that pretty much covers everything about this game. There's some elements here that I haven't really shown you. So you can set workshop, surveillance, and armory. The workshop, the bigger the room you have, the more machines you can build, and the machines are actually going to be able to mine certain materials. I'm kind of spacing out there. There is a gas extractor here because there was a gas leak that you can extract. There's another scrap vein here that I don't really care for because I have plenty of scrap. As you can see here, this is my scrap. I'm actually 2.9 net positive and on the tools as well. And this will actually go much higher once I have 100 tools. So that's the other thing. If you see that your raw resource is going down, so like the scrap, for example, that's because you're building tools. And as long as you eventually stop building tools, then you're going to stock up on scrap again. You don't have to rush doing anything. And the nice thing about this game, right, is that if you do fuck up, it's very very too few prospectors. It's because I just built that and I need prospectors to mine it, to man it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna build some more prospectors, and we're gonna be good. A hive is preparing to attack. Okay, so that's actually a cool mechanic. I did not know that this was happening. So you have the move tool, and the move tool does exactly what the move tool sounds like it would do. It takes your stuff and it moves it. Now on the surface, when you try to move things, it is instantaneous. You don't have to worry about waiting for it to be built or anything. However, this is the underground. It's a lot less forgiving. And what will happen here is my little robots are going to try to move the things before they the enemies attack, and they're quite fast at doing it. It's not too slow. I could build some more of them so they can be a little bit faster. Selfishly, I have kind of neglected doing that, but I could always do it. It's not a big deal. Let's see, do I want to do it here? I don't know what, I don't want to do it all the way down there because I'm going to take too long to get to where they're supposed to. So let's just decide to do it here. It's just going to do one more, but hey, that's better than nothing. So once these guys start attacking here, I can show you a little bit of the combat and then close out the video. My guards are here, and then they are here. I haven't figured out a way to actually make a guard post like you do in games like in dungeons. You can pick them up and you put them somewhere. I wish I could pick them up and put them somewhere and they can actually get there a little bit faster. They're really, really fast at responding, so it's not a huge deal. But in games like Evil Genius, you can have a guard post, and then the guard would be post at the guard post so that it can survey the area. So as far as I know, there's no way to kill the hive here, but I'm actually excited to see what the attack is going to look like, so I can show off the defensive weapons. And while I wait for that, can I actually build some more? I cannot build some more. Let's try to build some more armory, however, you know? Let's just see if we can do that. I have plenty of sheet metal, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build some bridges here, right? And I'm going to do that. And then I'm actually going to build a workshop. No, actually, I want the armory. An armory room, and then it shows you I can do 8 more turrets, which is awesome. The rooms are built instantaneously, which is nice. I can do a flamethrower, which does a decent amount of damage. I can do a thumper that slows down enemies, and it also takes care of worms. So this guy right here, it can only be defeated by a thumper. It doesn't actually defeat it, it makes it dormant. And if it's not dormant, when your workers go over it, they will die, basically. I need to go back to the surface here, and I need to actually I'm going to build some more workers because I am running out of population, right? And I'm going to upgrade this guy, so I'm actually at a 0 deficit. Or positive, net positive, whatever, however you want to look at it. I'm going to do, ooh, I should not have done that. But I'm actually bringing in more workers, so that is fine. Let's see if we can look at the attack here. Okay, it looks like the attack is going to be in 20 seconds. That's the timer there. And I need to add some structural support here because the mines are going to collapse if I don't. And 10 more seconds. Are you... Oh, so they're crawling up from the wall. Okay, nice. Actually, the ones that were there are the ones attacking. So there's a flamethrower. It looks more like a whipping motion than it does a flamethrower. And then again, the green guys, which are the mechanics, are going to be the ones repairing them. So, you know what? I'm going to build some more. I'm going to build that so I can have 4 more. There we go. We're doing battle right now. That is not a flame right there. That was a whip. Those are whips. You see my defenders there. They're actually doing pretty decent work. And they have a flamethrower, because you have to kill some vines there. So while the attack is going on, I want to try to wrap it up. This game is the best of both worlds. If you like dungeons, it's not nearly as in depth as Dungeons is, but it's still really fun. You have items that you can discover, pick up and get the resources and everything. It's incredibly fun, right? The raid just ended. You have the Anno aspect, which the game gives you all the information you need. It helps you succeed. I'm running out on glassware. I need to make another glassware, a second one. I already have one. I need to make another one, or give it an item that increases the production. But then, it's going to be a balancing act. I like this game a lot. I'm glad I bought it. Like I said, I played it for the first time to check it out, and I ended up playing it for 5 hours. So this is what I've done in whatever, I think a little bit over 10 hours at this point. And I do want to actually keep playing so I can see it through. It's a lot more forgiving than Anno is, especially in the easy difficulty. And it's just a really fun game, and for it's like $25, and it's usually a little bit over 50% off on Steam, about 60% I think, or 55. Even at $25, I think you have a really good package here. So there you have it. This was it for SteamWorld Build. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.